Welcome to the Association of Schools and Colleges of Optometry's podcast series. ASCO produces podcasts on topics pertaining to the field of optometry, being or becoming a doctor of optometry, academic optometry, and more. You can listen to our podcasts through the ASCO website at opted.org or ASCO's YouTube and iTunes channel. Today's podcast is a conversation with a special guest, Miss Alabama Haley Barbour, who's... Hi, Haley. Your future career path, as you know, is to one day become a doctor of optometry. And it's an honor to have you here, Miss Barbour.
Thanks so much. I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me and thinking about me.
Miss Alabama. So how did you start in pageants? What was the impetus for you to start competing?
I had been taking dance all of my life from the age of 4, and I was at an event where I saw Miss Alabama's outstanding teen perform her dance routine. And, I thought, I can do that. And then I found out that the Miss America organization and Miss Alabama's outstanding teen provided scholarship money. And my parents are parents of 3 who were all in the college at the same time. So I knew there was some way I was going to need scholarship money if I wanted to attend a 4-year university, and especially a 4-year university of my choice. So I started to compete. I competed in Miss Alabama's outstanding teen when I was 16 years old. I only had 1 year left of eligibility for the age requirements, and I got second runner-up. And that was my very first pageant. I was a tomboy growing up. But loved to dance and loved to be on stage. So when I got second runner-up, I sort of served as my momentum to keep competing and keep gaining scholarship money. So I started in Miss Alabama and actually competed in Miss Alabama 5 times before I won, which isn't unusual for our state.
Mm-hmm. Well, the 5th time's the charm in Alabama, as they say.
Yeah, 5th, 7th. Any way you slice it. But I did get scholarship money to pay for my entire undergraduate degree, and I have $30,000 left for optometry school.
We're going to talk about optometry school in just a little bit, but tell us a little bit more about the role of Miss Alabama. I'm sure you love it. Describe a typical day or even an atypical day.
So it's really fun. A lot of people don't know that as Miss Alabama, I actually take the year off from school and a year off from working a job. So before I won Miss Alabama, I worked, I went to school, and I also was preparing myself for the Miss Alabama pageant. So I was a very busy person, and I really like to stay busy. But when I won Miss Alabama, this is my entire job for the year. So I'm traveling the state. I'm visiting sponsors that we have. I'm visiting schools to speak. I'm helping MC local pageants. I'm performing my talent at different places. So it's really an unusual schedule because you never know what you're going to do from day to day. It's always something different, but it's always something fun, and I always can say that I get to meet somebody very special, and that's really the perk of the job is getting to meet so many different types of people and kind of creating a relationship with them and finding something that we may have in common and expanding on that.
Ever met Nick Saban?
I haven't. He sent me plenty of signed footballs, though, for a Children's Miracle Network hospital event, so thank you, Nick Saban.
Oh, awesome.
But I've never had the pleasure of meeting him.
Who's the most famous person, the person you've been starstruck the most over?
Oh, well, at Miss America, I got to meet Mark Cuban, who I was so excited about meeting because I watch Shark Tank all of the time. Mm-hmm. And so I shook his hand, I introduced myself, and I got to meet Chris Harrison from The Bachelor and sort of asked him if it's as crazy as it seems on television, and he said yes. Those were probably the 2 most famous people, but I've gotten to meet several people who I enjoy more than usual, with just common people who I can find interest with and create a conversation and see what they have and see what they find interest in and enjoy in their daily life.
And in the Miss America pageant, you won the Miss America Quality of Life Award. Now, what is that all about, and what is it about Haley Barbour? And we're not talking about the former Mississippi governor, but Haley Barbour, Miss Alabama.
Right. So there's a community service award with the Miss America organization. We have a national philanthropy for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, but we also each have a personal platform. And I created my personal platform. It's called Sight for Small Eyes, to encourage eye examinations at a young age and then raise funds for children with low vision. And I created this when I was 16 because I never had my eyes examined until I wanted to get my driver's license at the DMV when I turned 16 years old. And they told me I couldn't drive a car without getting a pair of glasses.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it sort of opened my eyes, as cliche as that sounds, to this whole world out there that I was neglecting to even consider was important. And so I went to the optometrist, and he encouraged me to volunteer at the University of Alabama at Birmingham Eye Clinic that we have in downtown Birmingham. And I spent a whole summer there, worked in pediatrics the first day, and fell in love with seeing a child gain so much confidence from having clear vision. And so I knew I wanted to expand on that, and I created Sight for Small Eyes. Half of it is encouraging eye examinations at a young age and creating awareness about the importance of vision, of healthy vision. And the second part would be raising funds for children with low vision. And I guess over the past 5 years, it has really, truly just become my heart and my passion. I've written a curriculum that's been sent out to Boys and Girls Clubs, 3 tips for healthy vision, that children can interact with and send home to their parents. I've written a bill that would require comprehensive eye examinations for the state of Alabama. I've worked with several local optometrists, Walmart, to provide free comprehensive eye examinations to young children.
Amazing.
And I've raised $12,500 for a CCTV, which is a closed-circuit television, that enhances a child's vision up to 79%. So I've been blessed more than, hopefully I've been a blessing to other people, but I really have seen the importance that vision has on especially a young child, because it can sometimes be corrected when you catch it early. And so it's really been special, and I love my platform, and so I hope I won that award, the Community Service Award, because they could see in the interview that we had with the judges how passionate I was about it and how much this really is not just for the pageant, but something I'm going to continue doing for the rest of my life.
Really commendable. Congratulations on the success of all that. That's terrific.
Thanks.
And your heart's certainly in the right place. When do you go back? When do you start applying and entering optometry school? What is the process for you now?
I will go back to school in July. I give up my title as Miss Alabama in June, and I'll go back to school in July, and I'll apply immediately because I actually didn't know that I was going to win Miss Alabama. Like I said, I had competed 5 times, so at this point I really wasn't expecting to win. I just knew that I would be gaining scholarship money no matter what. But so I was prepared to complete my application in July right after I won and hopefully attend optometry school that next fall. Then I won Miss Alabama, and things took a turn. So I'll take this year off, and in June I'll give up my title and apply in July and hopefully attend optometry school in the fall of 2018.
Which school are you applying to? Is it in Alabama?
I'm applying to a couple of schools, but I hope to attend the University of Alabama at Birmingham School of Optometry and continue on. I've gotten my undergraduate degree from UAB, but I would love to continue here in Birmingham for another 4 years.
What would you say to young girls who would like to get into the whole pageant thing? There's some stereotypes about pageant girls, beauty queens.
What sets apart the Miss America organization is that we're a scholarship organization. So anything that we win is going towards college education for the young women involved. And I believe that puts more emphasis on education and wanting to be well-versed and well-knowledged about what's going on in the world. Knowledge is attractive, and that academia gives confidence. And when you're a confident young girl or a confident young woman or person, then you're going to be more attractive to people.
Have you thought much about what you're going to do after you graduate?
After I graduate optometry school?
Yes.
I would like to own my own private practice. I'm actually majoring in marketing for my undergraduate. Wanted to learn how to own my own business, potentially, if that's where life takes me. As of now, I really have dreams and aspirations to own my own private practice one day and serve as a leader in the field and focus on community outreach, continue my platform work with Sight for Small Eyes.
What are some of the other options besides a private practice for someone who graduates from optometry school?
They can work in a hospital, VA, they can do retail, and I'm open to anything that comes my way, but I hope that I'll be able to save enough funds to where I can start my own private practice.
So, Haley, you mentioned that your major is marketing in undergraduate school, and one would think that you would have to have more of a a science curriculum, science-oriented curriculum background to become a doctor of optometry and get into school? How does that all work?
Well, like you said, you can major in anything and still attend optometry school as long as you have the prerequisites there and that foundation of knowledge in the science field, which I definitely do. So I'm basically double majoring. We just don't have pre-optometry as a major at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. So I'm taking all of the science classes that I need to take for optometry school. That way I have that foundation before I dive into even more classes in optometry school. But I love the math and science field, and so it wasn't hard for me to decide that I wanted that foundation there. But then I also wanted to go ahead and look into the future possibilities for me, owning my own practice, and what it would take to get there is in that foundation of business knowledge as well.
Now, if someone wants to help you, you've been raising money for low-income kids to get eye exams. Is there maybe a web address, a phone number, something that they contact you with?
Absolutely. I have a website for my platform. It's called Sight for Small Eyes, and it's a Wix website. So if they see that in the web address, they can surely visit that website. It shows how to contact me. But if not, you can always contact the Miss Alabama office, and we'd be happy to contact you back, and you can leave a message. We'll make sure that we give you a shout-out back. We have a Miss Alabama email address that would be even easier and come straight to me. It would be missalappearances@gmail.com. That's missalappearances@gmail.com.
So at this point, when we're doing our ASCO podcast, we like to ask the guest about the future, your opinion of the future of the field of optometry. I want to ask you that, but also about the future for the Miss Alabama or Miss America pageants.
What I've seen with my work with children and children's vision, pediatric optometry, I've really seen this epidemic of nearsightedness. And I think there's a lot of research that can be done there to see how we can combat that, especially with a new generation that is so just adapted to technology and looking at a screen. There's a lot of vision therapy, not just with children who have a disease of some sort or a low vision disorder, but with all children, they need this vision therapy now to be able to see to the best ability because there's so much eye strain looking at all of these screens. That's something I'm interested in and really excited about and learning about. To where pageants go in the future, I can definitely see a rise with college tuition, and that's unfortunate, but with that means that more young women need scholarship opportunities, and it's out there. The Miss America organization provides over $45 million in college scholarships, making it the world's largest provider of scholarships for young women. And to just know that you can get out there and push yourself, you may not want to go out stage in a bathing suit. I surely didn't. But it was something that pushed me and created me to maintain a healthy lifestyle and to learn more about myself, push myself in areas that I really wasn't comfortable with to begin with. But I think it's a great organization for young women who are looking to figure out who they are and where they want to go for the rest of their life.
Let me ask you, what was your talent?
I'm a tap dancer.
You're a tap dancer, really?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. But yes, I've been dancing since the age of 4. I've been trained in all areas, but I performed tap for pageants because I find it really entertaining.
The only thing I know about tap dancing is shuffle ball change, whatever that is.
Hey,
I don't even know what that is.
I do a couple of those.
Okay, very good. Haley Barbour, thank you. Miss Alabama Haley Barbour, a future doctor of optometry. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Your participation in the ASCO podcast, a conversation with a future doctor of optometry, Miss Alabama Haley Barbour. If you want more information, you can visit opted.org.